that is under full faith and credit, a complete drawback account, and it's done under the environmental protection laws and conservation codes.
So it's pulled totally. So the full faith and credit is pulled out of the bankruptcy that it's caught up in back into the West land, if we want to call it that. Is there? I've had a question for people, but I haven't been able to ask it. Is there? It seems like there's a difference between Department or Treasury Department and the Department of Treasury. Are those two different things, or are people just getting that confused?
It's the Department of the Treasury, Internal Revenue Service. It's two offices in one. And when we talk about Treasury or Treasury Department, we're talking about the Treasury, which is IMF.
Okay, I've got to send you. Yeah, I've got to send you a link to where someone shared it. JW shared it that Trump merged the Federal Reserve and the Department of Treasury. That's why I asked that, because I didn't see how you could do that if the American Republic had a Treasury or had a Treasury Department. Or was the Department of Treasury a service provider like the post office as a service provider? You see what I mean?
The post office is the service provider. On the international forum for the customs clearance, for being able to transfer all the internal securities, and they're doing it through the harmonized taxes. So
I'll have to give that some thought. I was following you on the other stuff. I think
if you beat everything on the security side by making sure that it has to clear first, in other words, validation of debt, they can't issue a debt. It's impossible, particularly if you've got that set up already.
That makes sense to me. I actually found when you sent that link, I found a treaty handbook. Do you have that?
Yes.
Okay, I went ahead and put it in the chat too.
Thank you. And then every treaty and every international agreement entered into by any member of the United Nations shall as soon as possible be registered with the Secretariat and published by it. This is their problem. When we enter our private discretions, now it's no longer registered. It's merely an agreement, and it remains an agreement on the private side. And they leave their public offering up for people to go ahead and amend it according to their own needs. This is why it's a one at a time thing. Each one of us steps up and agrees to this. And then we, having upon adopted it, now it becomes part of our private trust. And we pass that on to our assigns and successors, trustees and beneficiaries.
I like it.
And through this, we adopt the mission statement of the Library of Congress through the Hatha Trust. That basically does two things, giving us a library card. By adopting that trust, we now have access to that information, all of it, without charge, without cost. Yeah. So,
wow. Oh my God, this is beautiful.
Excuse me, I missed a whole lot of stuff, and I'm sorry I come in the room late. If y'all excuse me, can y'all kind of brush me a little bit up to par real quick, please?
Well, the first 5 videos, that's fine. The first 5 videos that I've done so far, we discussed the Constitution of the Universal Postal Union. And what it is the Universal Postal Union operates under a peace treaty for the International Forum. And through that peace treaty, they do harmonized taxes for all the banking systems. Well, we have a freedom of transit that we don't have to be involved in the commercial side of things, for he is a respecter of no persons. And this is the main foundation of all peace treaties, because war is only founded in commerce.
Right.
So we're going through now the depository of treaties, because in that Universal Postal Union Constitution, they describe how to set up a simple contract in conformance with that stuff. So we're going through now, and we're gonna this here is a and I'm gonna post all these links when I get done and post the video, so they'll be available then, and everybody can go through these and read these for themselves.
So basically, you really can have your own post on the private side.
Exactly.
Your contract.
Right. We are learning how to be the post marshal. Yeah, we're learning.
Yeah, that's what remember I said earlier I had a friend that got global immunity. Well, he told me that's the way that they went. Matter of fact, he ordered their badges online, which were brass and all of that. And he said, you want to
International
get
peace.
post-marshal, not a master, because the master puts you up under commercial and marshal puts you up under private. So he's a private post-marshal, and he put tax a percu on his plates on the back of his car to keep from getting pulled over.
Correct. And what it is when you're a postmaster, like the woman said, and I appreciate that comment because that's a very great distinction here. When you're a postmaster, I show people the definition of mast and where I got it from. See, I'm one of those guys. I have very interesting reading material. This is called the Blue Jackets Manual, 1940. And in it, this is the Navy manual. And in it, it has the definition of mast, which is actually a request. So if you're a postmaster, that is who you would go to if you needed to make a request, meaning that you would be subordinate to that postmaster. That's who you go to make your request. If you're a post-marshal, you're not making requests.
Right. You're
are
the one.
Commands.
You're the source.
Yes, exactly. And that's what we're learning here today by showing how to use their own construct of these simple documents and just adopting them and then ratifying them by line item vetoing through the things that don't fit and then overriding what we put in that fits for us on each individual basis as a private entity ourselves, because we each follow different religions. We each can use our own terminology. We can even each incorporate it for that commercial purpose if we want to. We don't have to, but we can. And
okay, so let me ask you this. Have you done any type of filings to put yourself into the private yet?
I have posted my own international site on the web as a .art extension and posted a private membership association public notification. And I have it's under a entirely different name. It's Keith Orland Little FBU, which stands for a faith-based union, which is clarified. I have my patent on there. I even constructed my own alphabet symbols. So I wrote my patent in my language, my alphabet first, and then I translated it into English. And so along with that new PMA name, I also have a epoch number, which was the creation time of the name. And then I have my own sigil, which is the sign or motto or logo or brand that you would do.
Oh, yeah, we need to chat.
Yeah, yeah. And see, it's a .art. It's a .art extension for now, which means it's not a commercial extension. It's on the international forum, so it's already recognized. Been up there almost 6 months now, and so it's automatically got international recognition in their forum, their own forum, the electronic forum.
I had talked to somebody about that, and they said they told me you can really do your own language as long as you give them the alphabet. And that's what I've been looking and doing. And then I'm also messing around with sigils too, because that's one of my things I like doing. And matter of fact, I was doing some stuff today. I took it to the printing shop and the woman's like, what is that? I said, well, I kind of like make sigils. So I need my boards done and everything. So that was like.
So you know about pinking shears and stuff?
Huh?
You know all about pinking shears and stuff?
I don't know. I might call it something else and you may call it another thing, but I know about them sigils though. And them sigils, like the ones that I make, you got a grid which has numbers on it. So you come up with a saying, an affirmation, you take out all the vowels and you take out one of it's a double letters, take that out. And then you take a pencil with a ruler and you go from each one of those letters that are up under the number. Like number one may have A, F, and G under it. And then that's how you make your sigil. So then you can also take the consonants you have left and you can chant.
Yes, baby. Because now we're talking Hebrew because Hebrew didn't have vowels.
Exactly.
Man, that's so cool. I was wondering why I dropped vowels in my stuff.
That's what I've been doing today. Making my own sigils because each
do you see
day,
the screen before you, dear?
Huh?
You see the screen before you?
Yes.
this is my site, okay? And so there's a .art extension, and I let them all know hiring an attorney proves one is incompetent right out the gate. You
Right,
already
because you know
counsel,
what? You're
asking,
always
you shall
supposed to
receive.
keep you're always supposed to keep spirituality above your head because that's what keeps them from coming after you.
Yep.
Mine is called the Academy of Spiritual Exploration.
You
That's
hear
my
this,
ministry.
guys? See, I'm not
Yeah.
the only one. You need to, I urge you to please really start paying attention to me. Please give me the respect to explain this. Because this is important. This is the way to go, folks. I assure
And you
you.
come up with your own bylaws, your own everything. And
Yep,
that's how
I've got
you
my
run
own
it.
PMA set up with everything already, girl. Yeah.
Because guess what? You can make that your trust, and they can't touch the church. They can't
Yep.
touch the church.
That's amazing. That's
Hallelujah.
amazing.
Yes, we will definitely connect, sister, because I don't know what your background is, but it's much deeper than most of these people I've been talking to, and we could really use your help. I'm one of the guys. I'll show you a homemade stamp later.
Hey, and that's what my friend told. The last time I talked to him, because when we first met, he told me, he said, look, he said, nobody wants to believe nothing I have to say or will talk to me. And I said, why? He said, because I'm 24. He said, I heard that the youth was supposed to learn from the elders and the elders were supposed to learn from the youth. And I told him, I said, well, I'm going to tell you what my daddy told me. He said, don't judge the messenger, get the message. I said, so
That's
what do
right.
you know? So I invited him and his girlfriend up here to my place in the Blue Ridge for 4 days. And he stood here and he told me, he said, I'm going to show you how we are supposed to be the post marshals, not masters, but marshals. And I'm going to show you how you set it up and how once you get your own post and you have your own flag for your nation, your own seal, and do your own stamp and put tax per Q on there, and put tax a per Q on the back of your license plate, they cannot stop the post marshal.
And you said this man was from the Navy, correct?
No, this is another friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
He's like 24. And now the
What?
last time I seen him, he had his own brass badge and he's got global immunity. Can nobody
Wow.
touch him.
How
Period.
did he say he came across this learned information?
He
so
ran. See, y'all want me to tell it all.
No,
I
you
gotta
don't
tell
have
it
to.
all.
I just
Yeah, let's
I'll
slow
put it to
down.
you
Yeah,
like
let's slow
this.
down and let's finish up with this here, guys.
okay.
Let-
Yeah.
we'll,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that some other times because we don't want to go too fast on this. We really don't.
Right.
Yeah, because this is the process and you got to make sure you know it.
Right. And see, what we see here is when we look at this, we're talking about exchange of letters. And it says exchange of letters between the government of New Zealand and the government of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. And that's what we're doing. We're just exchanging letters. We got to exchange letters first. This is the initiation of the contract to begin with. So then
So
we
you're
got
contracting straight through to the UPU, right?
yes, we're going to go through the
Right.
federal chancellor of the Swiss Confederation, the director general of the International Bureau.
Wow.
So you ever
Wow.
heard of a guy named General Benton?
Not yet. Please tell me later, girl. Please tell me later. But let's get on with this. Now we see mutual recognition. So when we exchange letters and that exchange keeps, we have mutual recognition. Okay. This is what I'm saying about the website. I already have mutual recognition. It's already stated on the International Forum.
That's the meeting of minds.
So
Yeah.
once you have it up for a while, then you're already international, well, whatever you're saying.
Yeah,
No,
it's
correct?
established on the public domain, international public domain, the greatest international public domain we have today, which is the airwaves, which is why they have the air service agreement there in that. And that's because that's the spiritual realm. We now have the spiritual jurisdiction we can take control of.
See, I keep telling people it's the spiritual route. You got to take the spiritual
Yeah,
route. But it's
yeah.
not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I don't care how much paperwork you do and what you know. If you don't keep spirituality above your head, it's not going to work.
Yeah. And now the next one, now, like I said, that's a link in the chat section. And like I said, I'll pass all these links on when we get to them, when I post the video. I'm going to copy this one and post this in here. This is our next one. This is the When somebody violates the shipping laws, see, when we're talking about mail, we're not talking about shipping anymore. Because when we're talking about mail, it has been taken out of the shipping venue and entered into the mails. It is no longer in the shipping transit. It has been transitioned.
Is it shipping commerce?
It can be, but it can also be private. While it's in transit, it's still private. All the agreements are being carried from shore to shore.
Oh, it's not commerce until it's docked and gets unpacked or shipped a bill of lading.
Right. It is
So
in
Until it
transport.
gets to the port. When it gets to the port, it's just
Right. And that's why it's right. The lien follows the document, and therefore the articles of goods on the ship, that's what pirates go after. They don't go after the paperwork.
Right.
Paperwork
Okay.
is where it's at. All the products, that's black market shit. When you get off the .com and stuff and get onto the .post, the black market is left behind. You have total security. This is what the cybersecurity laws are about last year.
Wow. That makes perfect sense.
And when we talk about shipping penalties and violations, it will be evaluated, assigned new HTS number and binding to all ports. This is what we're doing. We're assigning a new HTS number. We're going to close the account in the name and open up a new account under the harmonized tariff system.
Wow.
Okay.
I gotta catch up.
Well, we're going to work
really
on it.
catch up. Woo!
Now, when we talk
got
about
homework.
UPU, we're talking about clearing. Like I said, we're talking about customs clearance and not securities clearance. Customs brokering and securities brokering are two different levels. One is international, private or public. One is internal and publicly controlling all privacy.
Okay, let me ask you something. Can you not be a private customs broker, or do you have to be?
Well, that's the post-marshal.
Gotcha.
And on the public side, you're going to hire the postmaster as a customs broker.
See, that's what I was going to go to school for, but then I was having issues, and my dad passed away, and that was the customs to be a broker.
Say it again, Keith.
I was just like, I think because of the public.
You're going to be the postmarshal making all the commands. And the postmaster, under the surety bond of the contract he has with the UPU, you have an agreement that is greater than that on the private side. You're the postmarshal, he's the postmaster, and his obligation is to carry forth the customs brokerage through clearance. Everything's got to clear first before it can broker as a securities instrument internally. Here we talk about member types. See, this is when I say when we're acceding to the document, we're not actually acceding to be a member as a commercial member. We're acceding to be a member in agreement. And the UPU clearing user group is made up of ordinary members and partner members. Members may be admitted on a provisional basis. Ordinary members, any designated operator. We're not operating in commerce. So that excludes that one. Any non-governmental entity supplying goods or services. We're not supplying goods and services because we're not buying and selling. We're operating in free trade agreements with like associations, private member associations.
That means other nations.
Right.
Basically.
And so they have to go through the clearings rules. Can you enforce a tax on us? No, because we're not enforcing a tax on you. It's equal consideration, equal benefit, because we're now at equal station.
This is the part I was worried about. We're part of, we're not. Okay, I get it.
Each partner member has only one vote. See, this isn't a democracy anymore.
Right.
This is a
It
federation.
levels out the playing field.
Yeah.
Right. And
Okay.
that's what you want to have a federation. That's what you want to do, a federation.
Your mic's breaking up
Interesting.
terrible. Your mic is breaking up something terrible.
And we're going to be ending here pretty soon, so I'm going to drop this link in here. And this is the material we want to start looking over. But before we go, I'm going to show you Title 19 of the Code of Federal Regulations is where everything's at.
You said Title 19?
Yep. This is the Customs and Border Protection, Department of Homeland Security. You see the conveyance from customs brokering to securities brokering, and it's done through the Department of Treasury.
Oh, wow.
And when I told you about that site, that when I was going to take the class, he had me to go on, they were all on that site. And I was like, I wonder why securities is on, and all this is on here. So basically, like I said, it has a lot to do with navigating through this.
Navigation is a perfect word, because right here, the next one, if you see, this is the foreign trade zones primer, because everything internally is a foreign trade zone, and it all operates on the Inland Marine Underwriter Association. That's why I say we line item through and overwrite. We're not giving.
Can you drop that link too? Can you drop that link to the foreign trade? Thank you. So is a U.S. Marshal of the American Republic then, right?
Yep.
He's a marshal.
Yep.
Okay.
But even he is under the in a station aligned with the postmaster, still internal.
Right.
All corporate. So anyway, we've got a minute and a half to go.
Very cool.
Go ahead, brother.
Keith here real quick. I'm not sure if you got it or not. You know the story. A lot of us know the story about the international radio guy who set up his DJ booth on a abandoned oil rig.
Oh yeah. He's a one-man nation on an abandoned oil rig. He claimed the abandoned oil rig and captured the radio waves.
Wow.
Okay. Keith,
Smart man.
UN, you're talking about the UN. United Nations was founded, quote unquote, founded in California. They have a physical address in California and a mail address in California, but the UN done the exact same thing on another abandoned rig, and that's why on an umbilical cord, they survived what they survived. And you are the man and the teacher of it all. Snip the umbilical cord, you got to reverse that, right? The UN's still on umbilical cord, nations wide, not nationwide, nations wide. Same as that DJ on that rig.
Yep.
The UN did not come from California. They just decided to go, we'll pick a spot, we'll do this, we'll do that. They're on an abandoned oil rig out there somewhere too on the umbilical cord. That's
we gotta
where
go,
they
folks.
got their power.
I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I love you all. God bless. May our Father in heaven be with you in every step. Have a great day.
Cool. Somebody download the
Okay, everyone. I'm trying to see if Keith is here. Is KL is that Keith?
He usually goes by Hotep, El Hotep on his on his, so I don't think that's Keith.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't said anything. So, well, welcome everyone. Still trying to see. I booked 3 hours, so we may have to go to the, I don't know when this one is over. I have 7 minutes. Oh, that's where it tells you.
Gwendolyn, you could always use my Zoom too because it's 24/7.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't graduated to that yet.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get you to set them up for us or to tell me how to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
Cool.
send it to you.
Okay. Oh, okay. KL is Chris. Okay. Hi, Chris. Well,
Yeah, I don't know what to think, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So he was confused. He thought it was yesterday,
yeah,
and he says, I've been taking meds. They got him on pain meds. So he's like, you know how that is. So he was confused. He thought it was yesterday, and he realized that it was today. And he said he would be here, but who knows what's going on? I hope he's okay.
yeah, me too. Well, a few minutes. LT, do you have a way to reach him? He's in your group as well. Do you have a way to reach out to him?
Hold on just a second. Let me see. Hold on just a second, okay?
Thank you. I don't have a direct connection.
We're gonna hang
as of
out
yet.
while people wander in, hopefully. We'll see if anybody does. See if anybody wants some knowledge.
That sounds like Keith. Where's that coming from? Is that a video playing? Oh,
Is that your video?
I was like, he's here in the background. Where is he? That's crazy. Yeah, there's some good information in all of them. Just trying to pick out some good stuff. Well, there's 5 minutes left on this Zoom.
Well, okay. So I'm checking the message he sent at 1 o'clock, but he said that he's been able to catch some sleep. So,
Okay.
sleep has been elusive because of the pain.
Right.
Not quite sure. It's kind of like, he's got to catch it when he can. So he might be asleep for all I know. That was at 1 o'clock, you know what I mean? And so, I hate to bother him if he is sleeping.
Right. Yes, he picked the time. I was hoping hoping it would be a little later time, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, if not, we can always reschedule.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I don't have a direct contact, so those that do, I guess, can help me schedule with him.
He said he's gonna try to. He said he's gonna try to make the Sunday calls that we have and the Monday calls. Just to mention that too.
Oh, that's good.
So it's just kind of like keeping it easy breezy because of all of that what he's going through right now.
Right, right. Okay. Well. Anybody have anything we only have 3 minutes. So I'm thinking maybe we can start the second link and then and see if he comes on that one. You have to let him know. We'll be on link number 2. If anyone wants to join over there. To give him more time.
Okay, I'll send him a message saying that we're on link number 2 because I sent him all the links.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We're gonna jump on link number 2 so we can discuss things over there. Thank y'all so much. See you on link 2.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.